budget. Thank you.
Members, the next call, I understand, is a split call for New Zealand First. I will ring a bell at a 5-minute call. I'll ring a bell at 4 minutes. Brendan Horan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, there's another one of those jokes of yours staggering over the horizon, ain't it? With glacier-like speed. Oh, I look forward to seeing Mr. Bridges in his role as Associate Minister. We all in Tauranga eagerly await for you to do something.
Don't be like that.
Now, Mr. Speaker, I rise on behalf of New Zealand's First to speak to this 2012 budget. And I must admit, sir, that whilst this budget at first glance bears an amazing resemblance to the mother of all budgets from the Ruth Richardson era, this budget, although similarly austere, does contain subtle differences of a frightening yet somehow morbidly fascinating design. Now, to many of us New Zealanders, it almost seems as if consultants of a numerical leaning have transferred figures, played a numbers game, with no thought or due consideration to the social ramifications affecting New Zealanders, our people. Question Time yesterday lent evidence to that theory with the Education Minister's admissions. And, sir, I searched for redeeming features in this budget for sport, for transport, for art, heritage, culture, for Māori affairs, industrial, transport, but instead I found only austerity and despair for my fellow countrymen and women. It truly is a zero budget, and I wonder how much attention to detail has been paid by the relevant ministers. Now, Mr. Speaker, I've seen some very sad occurrences of late as a result of the austerity measures imposed upon New Zealand by this government, and I would divulge some of those experiences to this House. Now, 2 weeks ago in Tauranga, 32 primary schools sent teams to a Ripper Rugby competition. Now, it was billed as the Ripper Rugby World Cup, and all of the teams were given T-shirts of different nations. So you had England in one colour, France, New Zealand. And it was a very exciting day, sir. Now, in previous years, the children were able to keep the T-shirts to remind them of the wonderful day they had participating in a sporting extravaganza. And it also reminded them of the day that they strove to be the best that they could be. And to the Honourable Mr. Bridges, I look forward to the day when your young lad can be involved in that competition, because it truly is a great day. This year, however, at the end of the competition, all of the children were told that they had to return their T-shirts due to a lack of money, and that the T-shirts could be used again by other teams next year. How can this be, sir? How can this happen in New Zealand where we can't even give Kiwi kids T-shirts? The following day, sir, there was another unfortunate incident. My son was playing rugby in Paengaroa, where a scrum collapsed and an 11-year-old boy was trapped in the bottom of that scrum and suffered a severely dislocated knee. We moved the rugby game to the adjacent playing field, and I telephoned 111 for immediate medical attention. Well, the operator didn't even know where Paengaroa was, and it turned out that she was in the South Island. About 30 minutes later, an ambulance arrived and the young lad was taken to Tauranga Hospital. Sir, what if that boy had suffered a cut artery? Mr. Speaker, later that day I visited Tauranga Hospital and noticed a significant amount of blood splashed on the curb just outside the emergency doors. My sister informed the receptionist, asking her to get an outdoor cleaner to wash away the blood, but was told that due to budget cuts at Tauranga Hospital, they had nobody to perform that task. Now, sir, this is blood, it could have been infected, metres away from the entrance, but no, just left there. Too bad Mr. Spray and Walk Away wasn't there. Now, this is not a Middle East hotspot that I'm talking of, but New Zealand, our country. And sadly, this is not an isolated incident.
Order. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry.